So there's like it's gonna be a little tricky to make this happen. I'm planning on getting on the highway over here. But there's actually two highways I could take. 99 and 70 both go north. The problem is, if I want to go to Oroville, I either have to take Highway 70 or I have to, like, you know, take this awkward little transition here. After that, they kind of merge. But Highway 70, I can't really get on from Marysville. It just kind of like, it's not a big enough highway to have like on-ramps and stuff, so it just kind of like goes out. And I don't think there's anywhere easy to catch it. You know, there's like a high school and a, I don't know, nothing. So the decision I made is to take 99, and I will try and get over to Oroville, I think, but I mean, I don't know, we'll just have to see what happens, basically. Is it like, do you think it's possible to just hitchhike right here? I mean, I'm kind of like, I've gotten comfortable with the way that I do things, but maybe, I also don't know if I can get in trouble for hitchhiking right here. Probably could. California is kind of stupid with their enforcement of hitchhiking laws. Alright, this is it. It's not the most busy. I feel a little out of place here, and also I did not grab any cardboard, so I don't have a sign, but I'm just gonna stick a thumb out and see what happens, I guess. Yeah, so the most concerning thing here is that this on-ramp is just right next to a bunch of residential, which I think is not great for hitchhiking. Getting a lot of weird looks, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll just wait it out. Yeah, the vibes are just kind of off. I'm gonna go back to the main road over there and see if I can't just hitchhike on 99, like back where it meets the names of these roads, man. Alright, so I just decided not to do that and go get on the internet instead. So there's, what do I say here? Obviously I'm going to be staying in town one more night, and then honestly I might end up staying longer than that, because I got in contact with a guy, a popular internet personality by the name of Dr. K. He's a psychologist who has been working mostly in the Twitch realm for, like, I don't know, 3 years or something like that. And I used to watch a lot of them when I was still housed. And basically I am probably going to do an interview with him, and in order for that to happen, I need to be on Wi-Fi. So that's going to be interesting to figure out. I'll just stand here in the light for a second. That's going to be interesting to figure out. So tomorrow I have a pre-interview, I guess, mostly just to make sure I can get on a call with them and stuff. So that's at noon, and I'm gonna just do that at Starbucks or whatever. This raises the question, where am I gonna be in 3 days? And am I gonna be able to get access to the internet? And like good access to the internet, and in a place where I can actually have a conversation. But my thought right now is that I just try and like find a Starbucks, which has been my go-to, and like sit outside so that I'm not in the Starbucks. There's gonna be, like, you know, Starbucks plays copyrighted music inside, so I can't do that. I'm not sure how all that's gonna go, but I'm gonna do my damn best to make it happen. Oh boy. Alright, so I don't really know what's going on right now. I'm trying to schedule this like interview thing I'm doing, and apparently it's going to be a couple of weeks, at least 2 weeks, week before I can go on, even though they said it was going to be this week. So I don't know what's up with that, but I guess what that means is I can get going and I can start hitchhiking now. But that's also, I really need to like get some money. I have like basically nothing. I also need to get some food right now. I was gonna go to Walmart, but now I'm not so sure, because Walmart's pretty far away. It's a pretty far walk. I'll tell you what I want to do right now. What I want to do is just get the fuck out of here. Just start walking. I'm kind of getting a little stressed out by the city. It's just no privacy or anything. Like, I feel like a fucking freak. But I at least need to get some food first. So I don't know. And then like the whole hitchhiking thing, that also stresses me out. So maybe I'll just walk. I don't know. The nearest town is like 10 miles away. But on the other hand, like, I don't know. I'm kind of down at the moment. Kind of down to just walk it. It might be easier to get a ride from there anyway, so. That's probably what I'll do. I think I've been sitting in place for too long. I need to get moving, and none of the options in Yuba City or Marysville seemed particularly good, so I'm just gonna walk. It's like 10 miles from in town to the next town over. So I'm already out, like, I think I've made it maybe a third of the way. I don't know. I'll probably take 2 days to do it, just because I can't really walk much more than that right now. I don't know. I definitely need new shoes. These shoes suck, and they're not very comfortable to walk in, so that's going to reduce the number of miles I can do in a day. My pack is still pretty heavy, and I'm carrying more food with me again, just because I'm not sure how far I'm going to have to walk. But overall, I don't know. I'm doing all right. It'll be good for me to get away from the internet for a while, to really like narrow my focus back onto the real world and not all the bullshit that's going on online and stuff. I think I was starting to get a little overwhelmed there for a minute. But I think I'm doing all right now. That's all. So what happened is my phone died. I thought I had I thought I had my battery packs charged up, and I did not. In fact, one of my battery packs seems to be missing, so that's great. But this is Live Oak, and if I continue north, I will get to Gridley. I think I am going to just walk it, because this highway just doesn't seem very good for hitchhiking. It just happens. This was basically what happened back in Texas too. The highway that goes from Austin to San Antonio, there's just nowhere to hitchhike on. So I don't mind walking a little bit. Gridley has a little more to it. This town, there's a couple little things. Oh, there's a library right there. Maybe should check that out, but I don't know. This town's pretty small. Gridley's a little bigger. It's got like actual stuff in it, so I think maybe another day and a half should be able to get to Gridley on foot. It's not as far from here to Gridley as it was from Yuba to here. So alright, I've been walking for the last couple hours, I think. I'm up here in these orchards. Not sure where I'm going to sleep tonight, because there's not like a, there's no shelter basically. Everybody can see straight into the orchard, so if I camp out there, it's just like, it might as well be camping on the side of the road. Plus there's people that patrol around here, see? Yeah, there's other people out here still. It's not that far away from town, I guess. And this is a pretty major road. So a lot of people, you know, a lot of the farmers around here have their houses on this road if they're tending the orchards in this area. These are also much bigger trees than we saw further south. So I don't know what these are. Somebody was telling me that they're walnut, or that they do grow walnut up here. Oh yeah, the skies are also starting to turn gray, which I don't know if that means it's going to rain. I haven't been able to get on the internet in like 3 days, 2.5. So I don't really know what's going on. So started somewhere over here, and I walked up this way, all the way up to Live Oak, which is where I was just now. And now I've gone up Larkin Road to here. I mean, just with how much fucking walking I've been doing today is just like ridiculous. I basically walked all day, and it was mostly not good terrain. I mean, I was walking along the train tracks at one point, and they have those big coarse rocks. So every step, you're basically just twisting your ankle. And I got into Live Oak, and I saw there's nothing going on there. I managed to charge my phone, that was nice. So, but other than that, there's nothing going on there, so I just fucking took off again. So I've literally been walking all day. And, you know, obviously I'm taking huge breaks and stuff, but I mean, I've still got another hour left in the day. I don't know if I'm done walking yet. It's gonna just go for as long as I have to, I guess. It's about 1 a.m. I'm coming down pretty consistently. Alright, well, the rain has stopped as the sun has come up, thankfully. Although it's not stopped completely, it's still coming and going. But yeah, the farmer is like right over there, and across the street this way they can probably see me too. So I gotta get out of here. It's probably another like hour walk to what was the place called? It's Gridley, Gretchen, something like that. I think it was Gridley. The water pooling in the tarp is like, it's a very annoying problem. Then when you dump it out, it can sometimes flow downhill into your stuff. Hopefully I can avoid that. That is a lot of lawn ornaments. And there's Gridley up ahead. There's a Starbucks pretty close by where I plan to go in and spend the rest of the day doing absolutely nothing, because I've been walking for, you know, about 2 days. Like half a day at the beginning, and then all day yesterday, and then the last like hour. You know, call it 2 days. I'm tired. Alright, nice big field here. More what I'm talking about. There's a house right there, so I just try and respect their privacy, but otherwise this looks like a nice field. Perfect. This is exactly what you like to see. Some clear ground by this tree. This smaller tree here kind of blocking the view of the road. The house over there doesn't look like they can see me. Just a big old field and me sitting here. So I did get this soothing foot powder at CVS, and I've just been putting it in my shoes and on my feet. It seems like it's helped. I haven't noticed a smell since using it. It's not like, you know, I don't know, it's not antifungal or anything. It's just let's see, where does it say ingredients? Cornstarch, tricalcium phosphate, some sort of chemical stuff. I don't know. I think it's mostly just for like dehydrating though. But you know, that's good, because that's kind of what I need. One thing I've been noticing I really need to do is like shave. I kind of been putting it off, you know. It's usually like the last thing on my mind, but watching back some of my clips, noticing that that's something that really needs to get taken care of. The beard itself is looking pretty nice though. You know, that was kind of a decision I made at the beginning of this thing, was I was going to grow my beard out, both for convenience and for aesthetics. So I just feel like, you know, a hobo should have a long beard, you know. I brought all these razors with me when I left 6 months ago. I've hardly used any of them, and I think this one's still good. Honestly, I think this is like the first one I used. It's a good thing I'm only doing a small area. These little multi-bladed razors just get clogged up so easily. Okay, well, I don't know. Is that good enough? I'm not gonna even bother with the back of my neck because it's just like, I can't see back there. So if I try and get the back of my neck, it's just gonna be uneven and it's gonna look like shit. So I can't really, don't think I want to do that necessarily. A lot of things right now are contingent on money. If I had a little bit more money, I could actually go to the barber every once in a while and like get cleaned up. So my hair is also like, I'm trying to keep the hat on as much as possible, let's put it that way. Feeling nice and safe and secure, I set up my tent in that exact spot, but it wasn't as safe as it seemed. Believe it or not, although I've been doing this for 6 months, tonight was the first night getting kicked out of the spot. I'm pretty sure. At least once I had set up all my tent and everything. Maybe I've gotten kicked out once before, but I hadn't set anything up yet. So that's kind of annoying. It's bound to happen eventually, and I of course do understand. I just didn't think that this land like belonged to anybody. Like there's nothing here. But the guy came out and was like, you know, you can't stay here. He also alluded to the fact that there's like a bunch of people living in the woods around here, so I guess on that front I can also sympathize. If you're a landowner on the edge of town and there's a lot of vagrants that pass through, you might have to deal with this all too often. I see. There does in fact appear to be a well-trodden path. I don't know, man, like I don't know what land is safe to camp on, you know, am I good here? Well, last night kind of sucked. There are definitely people in those woods. I could hear them all night. And there's a fairly large encampment that I passed on my way over here as well. So, yeah, it didn't feel terribly safe last night. And also, I appear to have misplaced the stakes for my tent. So I'm going to have to go back over to that tree and look over there, because I'm sure that's where they are. If they're not there, then I don't know. So you got this one over here, and then you got this one over here, and you got a couple people out in these woods, it seems like. And there's some stuff over here, but I think that might just be a house, so I'm not sure. There definitely seems to be lots of home bums. Okay, I have broken free of the Starbucks again. I am going to go down to Dollar General And then I am probably just gonna start walking, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk again. It's like 15 miles to Oroville. From Oroville, there is a good on-ramp that I can actually hitchhike from. Like 99% sure. So that'll be nice. But I don't mind walking still. I'm kind of still in the walking groove. I'm feeling a little better, sort of mentally. I know last night kind of sucked, but I'm doing okay still. I'm alive. I have food. You know, I have a lot of advantages, things to be grateful for. So I'm not feeling too bad. Once again, the dumpster diving pays off. I'm gonna have to look through these and see if they're out of date or something, but we got a bunch of the same thing here, whatever these are. Huaraches, something like that. I don't know, it looks like a tortilla to me. But shoot, if I had looked at that, I just bought tortillas. If I had looked in here before I did that, I could have saved myself a little bit of money. These things are not necessarily cheap either. God only knows what's in there, and it looks like a bunch of oranges in there. They're all gonna be moldy. But shoot, those these things look all right. I'll do a double check on them, but they look good. Okay. So these are like very thick corn tortillas, I guess. In like an oval shape. And I don't see any mold. They smell pretty nice. They're dated, the Best Buy is March 28th. And today is like April 7th or something like that. So they are way out of date, but I don't know, they look pretty good. And here's the trick if you don't know if something's going to be good or not. Take one bite and wait like 6 hours. And if you feel fine after that, then you can take a couple more bites. And if you feel fine after that, then it's all probably good. Well, I just ran across like a little church gathering. They're having like hot dogs and stuff. They gave me a can of Coke and a couple bags of chips and a hot dog, and they were offering me more stuff, but I didn't want to take anything too much because of weight as much as anything else. But damn, that was really nice. Just I'm getting blessed by God right now, I guess. People are very interesting around here. They're very friendly, but they also feel, I don't know, just very intense, you know? There's a sort of intensity in the air around here. First time I've seen the mountains get this close since since essentially Los Angeles. Yeah, I always try to catch that inflection point of where exactly the region switches. I think we're pretty much there. This you know, flat, grassy, orchard farming region is starting to give way to mountain right here. This is the inflection point. I've been sitting in this orchard for the last like 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes maybe, as the sun goes down, just kind of waiting for the darkness to come completely. And I haven't seen anybody, and I feel like I'm, on the one hand, this orchard seems very empty, and on the other hand, I feel so exposed. Like the fact that you can just see down every little what do they call it? Is that called a moire pattern? When you have all the dots and they kind of like line up in weird ways. I think that's what you get out here in the orchard, and it's kind of messes with your perception of how like safe I should feel right now. Because the farmers that live over there could reasonably see me and just come kick me out, and they might not be as nice as the guy the other day, you know. Or they could be lovely, lovely people, and they would be happy to let me sleep here for a night. You know, it really depends. You don't know which kind of person you're dealing with, and you don't know if you're going to have to deal with them at all. Maybe they wouldn't even know. I could get in and out of this orchard without anybody knowing that I was here. But yeah, it's tough to know which. Here's those moire patterns I was talking about last night. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like when you have a grid like this, you can kind of see these little corridors that appear. So there's this corridor where you go straight down. There's this corridor here where you go diagonal. So this tree right here, if you look at it grid-wise, it goes over, down one, and then over one, and then you get this corridor right there. And then if you look over this way, I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one right here is the 2-to-1. And then it repeats over here as well, and then obviously you have down the row. I don't know if these are in a perfect grid, but they're close enough. You get that weird like corridor effect, especially like these little weird ones like this one right here. It's just like a weird little corridor that doesn't actually exist. It's just an illusion. A highway patrol car just pulled in behind me, or it didn't pull in, it turned around behind me and kind of freaked me out for a second. But he didn't stop, which I think means I'm good, but it might mean that he's got other things to do right now, but he's coming back. Because I think it is technically illegal to be walking where I'm walking right now, but there's no other options. Once I get into this little tiny town that's coming up over here, then there's other options to get off the main freeway and walk on a smaller road, but right now I got no options, so I'm just walking on the side of the highway. It's a small highway, and I was hoping it's like, you know, it feels pretty safe. I mean, it's, you know, this is what you're looking at here. I mean, it's got a wide shoulder, and I'm walking on the side of that, you know, so just kind of hoping there's not going to be any problems. But I mean, they can pull you over and arrest you for whatever they want, so it's not really like, you know, I've been cool with cops so far, but just in general, I'm still very wary. I go out of my way to do things by the law when I can, and when I can't, I just am leaving no trace, being as polite as I possibly can, and so far I've had no problems. Here's what I'm having for lunch. It's tuna, spicy brown mustard, and this corn tortilla sort of thing, and that's my big old sandwich right there. Heating instructions. The heating instructions for corn huaraches. Oval corn masa cakes, thick oblong tortillas named huarache or sandal because of their shape. Interesting. Seems like they're supposed to be like fried, basically. And yeah, I believe that. They're pretty thick and chewy. They taste a lot like corn, but not too bad if the toppings are right. I think I had to add a little bit more spicy mustard, and if it was fried, it would probably be a lot better. And if it was fresh, let's be real. But yeah, not too bad. Not exactly like a go-to tortilla substitute, but in this context, it works pretty well. That would seem to be Oroville. I don't see the exact Walmart that I'm heading towards, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere right there. I can probably see it from here, I just don't know where it is. Alright, well, I'm in Oroville. You know, there's like a Walmart around here, and then there's like a Taco Bell and McDonald's, a couple things like that. Nothing crazy. There's a bunch of industrial activity down here. I'm on like the very south end of town, so it's not like, you know, this isn't even the main part of town, not even slightly. There's a couple things around here. I know I keep fucking saying it, but I really gotta make some money. So I guess I'm doing that tomorrow. I gotta just like make the plan. Like, yes, I am going to busk tomorrow. That's what I gotta do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know exactly where I'm sleeping right now, but like there's a lot of just like kind of open land over here, so I think it'll solve itself. It's a very rocky area, I guess because we're so close to the mountains. Alright, well, I was in that rocky field. Went well overnight. It was actually more comfortable than you might think. And then I got woken up by a home bum who apparently lives here. And he was pretty cool about it, but he was definitely just like, what the fuck are you doing here? I don't know, I thought it was a pretty big field. There were signs that somebody was living here, obviously, but I thought it was a pretty big field. There's no harm in sharing, especially since I'm not going to be staying there permanently or nothing. Not only am I an outsider to the locals who are living their normal lives and look at me like I'm a freak, I'm also an outsider to the home bums who see me taking up their spots. The day before, I had promised that I was going to go and busk and try and make some money. But when I got to the Walmart, I was in a pretty bad mood. I came over here to busk, and I sat down, and I just fucking, I don't know. I'm just antisocial, I guess. I look at all these people and I just think the worst about them. And I think to myself, like, is this really where I want to be? Am I really trying to impress these people? What am I trying to do right now? What's the point of this whole exercise? I never feel more alone than when I'm with other people. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm just having a bad time. I don't know. I'm trying to figure stuff out and I'm not doing a very good job of it. I feel like I've been in a funk ever since like Roseville, basically. I think the giving up on the trains was a big part of it. Kind of dampened my spirits. And then I've just been like, you know, sitting at Starbucks. Honestly, Starbucks is probably the main reason why I'm fucking struggling right now. For multiple reasons. First of all, the internet, and second of all, the coffee, which is like, I really shouldn't be buying any coffee, and I don't every time, but like, I should never be buying Starbucks coffee. It's really like the financially sound advice. For that $5, I can probably buy like a month's worth of instant coffee. But you know, it's comforting. And I seek comfort when I'm in these kinds of situations, even when it's really not beneficial for me. So, you know, like I said, I'm trying to figure stuff out. Trying to figure out what it is exactly that's bothering me, what I can do about that. I mean, the constant, like, physical and mental stress doesn't help. You know, I've been walking for like 30 miles or something. Good news is, even if I wanted to walk to Chico, it's too far. I can't walk to Chico. That's the next stop. And there's good on-ramps here, so I don't think I'm gonna have to. But after that, who knows, you know? It's like, the uncertainty definitely plays a part. stressful. Stress. I think it's mostly just stress, different types of stress. The physical stress on my body, the mental stress of not really knowing what I'm doing, making mistakes and getting corrected on them. But you know, it's just kind of like one foot in front of the other. I'll get there eventually. You don't stay depressed forever, you know. That's kind of what I figured out, and it's not true for everybody, I think, but for me at least, I'm like, when I'm going through bad times, I just think I got to keep going, because it won't last forever. My brain will not let it last forever. Eventually something will happen, and maybe it's just that I snap or something, but you know, something's gonna happen to shake me out of this at some point.